September 1940, the Battle of Britain. Hundreds of German bombers are heading for London, but every single one of them is spotted before they even cross the coast. How? Not by magic, not by spies, by a secret born in a muddy field near Daventry in a single afternoon in 1935. This is the story that changed the war. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the JD Tomlin YouTube channel, discovering and documenting the history of Northampton and Northamptonshire. Today, the most important experiment almost nobody has heard of. Two scientists, one borrowed bomber, one BBC radio tower, and a converted ambulance van. What they proved in 1935 gave Britain the edge that helped win the Battle of Britain and shortened the entire war. By 1934, Britain is worried. The Royal Air Force is tiny, and Germany is building the most modern air force in the world. A big Air Ministry committee, chaired by Sir Henry Tizard, is desperately looking for ways to stop mass bomber attacks. One crazy idea keeps coming up: death rays, high-powered beams that would fry aircraft in mid-air. They asked the top radio expert in the country, Robert Watson-Watt, if it's possible. Watson-Watt reads the requests and basically says, death rays, no. But we could detect planes with radio waves. On the 12th of February 1935, he fires off a famous memo, The Detection of Aircraft by Radio Methods. The committee replies in days, prove it, now. Watson-Watt grabs his brilliant assistant Arnold "Skip" Wilkins. They don't have time or money to build a transmitter, so they do something genius. They borrow the BBC's massive shortwave Empire service transmitter at Daventry, actually on Borough Hill, and it pumps out a powerful 6 MHz signal, perfect for long distance. On the 25th of February 1935, Wilkins drives a rickety van into a field near Upper Stowe or Lichborough in Northamptonshire, about 6 miles from the transmitter. He sets up 2 wooden poles with wire antennas. The clever bit? The antennas are wired to cancel out the direct signal from Daventry. Any extra blip on the oscilloscope screen must be a reflection from something in the sky. 26th of February 1935. It's a freezing overcast day when Watson-Watt and Wilkins and one lone Air Ministry observer, A.P. Rowe, huddle in the van. An RAF Handley Page Hayford bomber, a big lumbering biplane, takes off from Farnborough, flown by Flight Lieutenant R.S. Bluke. He's told to fly straight past the site at 6,000 feet along the radio beam and to fire a flare when he's overhead so they know it's you. At first, nothing. Then a clear echo 8 miles out. The plane gets closer, the blip gets stronger and then weaker as it flies away. They track it perfectly on several runs. Rowe, the official observer, is speechless. Watson-Watt later said it was the birth of radar. It was so successful that the government secretly funded development of radio direction finding, as it was called before it was renamed radar later in the war. They had just proved that you could see aircraft using ordinary radio waves bouncing off metal. No death ray needed, just detection. May 1935, the team moves to Orford Ness. By June, they're detecting planes at 17 miles. By the end of 1935, by 60 miles. In September 1936, Watson-Watt is put in charge of a brand new Bordsey research station in Suffolk. They perfect the system. Tool transmitter towers plus receiver towers equals chain home. 350-foot steel masts, powerful pulses instead of continuous waves. By 1937, the first 3 stations are live. By September 1939, 19 stations are guarding the entire east and south coast, the world's first integrated air defence radar network. Fast forward to July 1940. Radar gives Fighter Command 20 to 30 minutes warning of incoming German bomber attacks. Plotters know exactly where the Germans are, how many and how high. Hugh Dowding's fighters are scrambled at exactly the right time and place. Without chain home, the RAF would have been flying blind. Britain possibly would have fallen. Winston Churchill later called radar one of the decisive factors in victory. And today there is just a simple stone plaque in a field near Lichborough, and most people drive past without even knowing it's there. Watson-Watt was knighted. Arnold Wilkins, the man who actually built the receiver, never really got the fame he deserved. I think I'll leave the final words on this story to my late grandfather, who wrote in his 1998 book Daventry Calling the World. The early warning of incoming German bombers given by the chain home stations played a vital part in the Battle of Britain Air War, which saved Britain from invasion and the eventual successful outcome of the war. The book documenting the history of the BBC in Daventry is no longer in print, but it can be accessed free on the web, and I'll place a link to it in the comments should anybody be interested. If you've enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe and hit the bell. Next time we'll be finding out about another story in Northamptonshire's fascinating history. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes history is made by people who dare to do crazy things in muddy fields. Thanks very much for watching. See you next time.